How y'all doing today? We back with another live stream, and we're gonna speak on Mr. Orange guy. Trump is the worst president in history that we done ever had. Trump, yeah, Trump is the worst president in history that we done ever had. So we gonna get on his case a little bit. We gonna get on Mr. Orange guy about driving the economy. He driving the economy down. He are driving the economy. Trump is driving the economy down, like to the point where everything is rising. You know, he putting tariffs on other nations, which is our allies, to the point where it don't make no type of sense. The things that the idiot doing, it really don't make no sense to the point. It really don't make no sense to the point what the idiot doing. And we talking about the worst president Trump in history we done ever had in this history. This guy's a moron. He don't know what he doing in the office. He really don't know nothing what he doing. He really is an office, a moron, and all type of stuff. That's what this president is. And we eating watermelon, having a talk. Yeah, Trump the worst president. Trump the worst president in history we done ever had. And for those who with him, they morons with him. If whoever agree with this orange guy, idiot, moron in the White House, really did. I'm gonna call it out for what it is. I don't sugarcoat nothing. But I'm gonna tell you something though. This orange idiot putting tariffs on other countries to the point. How you doing there, the higher? The higher. How's it going there, my brother? How you feeling today? But we just having a talk about Trump putting tariffs on other type of countries, where to the point where things in America, inflations are rising, prices are rising. When you go into the store, items are high compared to back then. Because once you know, United States never used to be a high nation for us, like when you can go to the United States and buy items and stuff like that, you know. But since the orange guy got in the office, you know, things are skyrocketing for tariffs and items and different type of stores you go to and buy items and stuff like that. And we can also say it's the Mr. Orange guy, which is the president and the White House, that put tariffs on Canada, China, Mexico, making everything inflation go high. Things are rising to the point where people don't have the money to be able to afford these particular type of things, where people don't have a lot of money saved up to the point where they can be able to afford these type of items because of the Mr. Orange guy, thanks to the president, the idiot in the White House, skyrocketing. Inflation going down, inflation is going high, inflation rising, everything are rising for real. We really pay attention to these issues, what's going on with the White House doing, which is the Mr. Orange guy, the idiot president that we had, the worst president that we done ever had in the history, Mr. Orange guy, Mr. Trump. So he put tariffs on different type of things. He raising things are skyrocketing to the point where it's going to be shoes, outfits, and different type of things finna skyrocket. Things finna get high. You know what I mean? To the point where a lot of people don't have a lot of money saved up to the point to be able to accomplish these particular type of things. You get what I'm saying? So it's a really lot of things going on where to the point people ain't gonna be able to afford the things they need to afford. So it's like they gotta pick and choose what they can afford and what they can't afford, because the things are skyrocketing to the point where a lot of people don't have enough money to pay for the things that they want to pay for back in the days that they used to pay for the things. So it's a really lot going on. So it's just crazy where people need to start saving their money. People need to start saving their money because it's finna get a little kind of rough out here. And I don't know. I don't know. But it's crazy though, you know what I mean? It's just to the point where the people that we dealing with to put these people in the office, and it's also not just only him for real, it's the American people for real that voted for the idiot, you know what I mean? So we really can't sit back and blame it on him. So sometimes you got to really sit back and blame it on the people to put him in office for real. Now they send back. Now they send back stressing because of the prices going up, gas prices and stuff like that going up. The people who have voted for him, the people that put him in the office, at least the same type of people that put him in the office, and now they send back catching hell because the man they voted for, things are skyrocketing to the point where they can't be able to afford the things that they used to go to the store and afford. Things are kind of high. And we know a lot of people really didn't save a lot of money up. So it's really a lot of things that's going on to the point where people going to have to start falling back on things that they need to buy from the store. It's going to be like that. You know, and there's some things in life that you really got to pay attention to. It's a lot of stupid people in this world, man. And it's not right for me to sit up here and say this, but sometimes it is a lot of uneducated, stupid people in this world that just vote for, they don't know what they voting for. They don't know what they want. They just say, yeah, I take that, and don't really know exactly what's going on or what they voting for or what's the definition of what they voting for. You get what I'm saying? That's why I say in life, it's different levels to the stuff. It's a lot of stupid people in this world. It is a lot of stupid people in this world. It really is. It really is. But you know what? The ones that got sense, those the ones need to pay attention to what's going on for real, because all the stupid ones really don't know what's going on, and you really can't sit there and talk to a stupid person for real because they mind haven't even developed yet to understand what's going on. Just like you talking to a person that mind can't understand, develop what you sitting there talking about because they too stupid and undeveloped, can't understand exactly what you're talking about. You understand? Only you can develop and understand what you're talking about. They too stupid and unavailable to see the situation what's going on. You get what I'm saying? That's why they say there's levels to situations in life to what you deal with. And it really is. And it's another thing, like, you know, when you have conversation with different type of people, when you have conversation with different type of individuals, have conversation with different people, these people not really on your level for real because they stupid and dumb and uneducated to the point where they can't understand where you coming from. It's like they mad as not letting them develop what you sitting here talking about. And it's also be crazy though. You get what I'm saying? They really do. It is, but it's just like but it's just certain things in life that this world just the world is the world. It's just a lot of stupid people in the world. A lot of stupid, dumb people in this world. It really is. Just like when elections time come around, some people just go to the polls and vote. Don't even know what they voting for. And then when the candidate get in the office for it, they change the situation all the way for around. This ain't what the people voted for, and it just be like way kind of crazy for real. And that's how I know for a fact. And it's just not just only in this nation. And sometimes I sit back and think like, do I really just think it's this nation, or do it just be other nations that's really perceive the way that we perceive in this nation for real? Is it the United States or just as other nations for real? Sometimes I just be sitting back thinking it's just the United States for real, because other nations don't perform the way that the United States perform. You get what I'm saying? If you look at the picture for real, it's just like the United States is a demonic demon nation for real compared to other nations that's what's the word that I'm looking for? That's already in state in charge, where they got their people program and they got their people. It's like a what's that word that I'm looking? It's like a dictator nation or something like that, where people don't do the things that the United States do. Like for us, the United States of America, other nations don't program the way that the United States program. It's like they have their citizens in check. They don't do the type of violent stuff that people do there. And it's crazy though. but they say it's just only in the United States for real. Anywhere else, Canada, Mexico, all them other foreign country nations for real, they don't do the stuff the United States do for real. And it also says in the Bible too for real, the United States was the form and built to be a demonic nation. Word to the point. That's why you got freedom of speech. That's why you got all these different type of things that we can sit right here and talk about and program for real, that these other nations don't proceed it that type of way for real, like the U.S. proceeded for real. You get what I'm saying? Like the U.S. could proceed and tolerate all different type of negative things compared to other different type of nations that's compare themselves in a positive way, moves in positive for real, which just don't do the same thing that the United States do for us, having a people informed and having a people as a nations and for us doing the right thing. It's like some type of love. It's something that they gotta follow for us, like a ruler that they gotta ruling where you can't do this, where you can't do this, you can't go out there like this, you can't do this. And it's just only in the US, like, and in the US you can just, I guess, do whatever the hell you want, I guess. You know, that's what it is. But other nations is not built like that. Other nations is not built like that. It's like this. It's like let me get the word out. It's like in other nations, you gotta follow the rules. Like you gotta obey by the rules and follow the rules in other nations. Like in the US, it's like you can just create and do whatever you want to do compared to other nations, where other nations you just can't do that because you will get held accountable for these situations, these mistakes that you're making in these type of nations, where in the other nation you really won't get held accountable for the mistakes that you make compared to other different type of nations though, like Canada and Russia and China, all these different type of nations that got their people in check, where to the point you can't do the certain things that other nations do for real, because we roll by a different type of ruling compared to the U.S. for real. Like it's like an open nation. You could feel free to do whatever you want to do compared to these other type of nations. But it's a fine. Like if you do something inappropriate for real, it's like a fine that you get from these other nations that you deal with. And it's just only in the U.S. where you can get away with different type of situation things compared to other type of nation, or you'll get fined for your mistakes and get held accountable for the things that you're doing compared to different type of nations where had things set up. It's crazy though. You know, it really is crazy though. Like, but it's if you really take a look at it for real, it was already designed like this for real. If you really sit back, this how these people had this nation designed and set up like this compared to other nations set up. This is exactly how it was. If you really sit back and think about it and gain the wisdom and the knowledge and think about different type of things was set up, how these white people did it, it was set up in a different type of way. Like for us, they set the United States up for us as a demonic nation for real, where things are kind of just like demonic and corrupt. You get what I'm saying? Where you can feel free to do whatever you want and sometimes don't get held accountable for the mistakes that you make for real. And other states and other nations for real, you will get held accountable for the mistakes that you make. Like you can go to jail, they could put you on punishment, or they can do this for real. It's just only in the US like where people can just scatter around and do what they want to do without getting in trouble. That's what it is for real. And I learned that too for real. I learned that and I sat back and I thought about that. And I was studying other nations, how they move and how their population move. For us, the people in their population is probably about like 40 million people in the population for us in different type of nations for real. We really can't sit up and add the numbers up, but I know it's like different type of people in different type of nations has set up for us, the population for us, the people in the population for us, 4 million people in a different population for real. So that's how it's set up for real, you know what I mean? And it's go back different type of elections and stuff like that. And I always wondered like, and I sat back and I did my research on that, and I wonder how they perform in different type of nations for real, which is a big population compared to the United States population. I want to say like in the United States population, it's like 3.5 million people in the United States for us, their populations have set up compared to other nations' populations, how they set up and ran like that. So it's just something that I was just sitting back thinking about, and I wanted to do my research on for real, to like compared to how other nations spread it out for real, for us, their population, how many people in their population for real ran. It's a big population for real compared to the U.S. population for real, with 3.5 million individuals in this population in the United States of America, compared to like China and Canada. I know like Canada have like 40 million people in their population for real. They have like a small population in Canada, which is 40 million people compared to the US, which is 3.5 million people in the US for real. So like for us to trades and stuff like that for real, the Canada can sell the U.S. more things compared to a Canada because they have a smaller populations and they have like they trades and goods and stuff like that for us, canned goods and different type of items that the U.S. need that they buy from Canada, because Canada is like a small population, which is 40 million people compared to the U.S., which is a big population in the U.S. United States of America. So different type of things that they go to the Canada and bad population to bring back to the Yates, to bring the stock back so they can be able to make money for real. Because the Canada's populations are small, and that's where U.S. get their population. Get their canned goods and stuff like that to bring back to the U.S. so they can be able to make money for real. So they can bring stock from Canada to the U.S. to make money for real, because the U.S. have a big population for us, the people for real. For us, all the people in the United States of America, the population is really huge compared to Canada population, like a small population in Canada. So they need these type of trades, you know what I mean, to buy stock and buy stuff to bring back to the U.S. so the U.S. can make money, and that's how the government make money and get their trades and stuff like that. So it's a difference. It's right now. It's lightweight, kind of hard to get into. It really is. And I was sitting back doing my research on it for real. And just like China for real, China, we get stock from China too. China had like 4 million population in China for real. So a lot of Chinese people in China for real, where their population is like 4 million people of China people in there for real. And some of that stuff come from China too for real. And not just only talking about Canada. China have a big population too for real. That's where some of the trade come from too for real. If you ever notice for real, when you go to different stores for real, some of that stuff you pick up and you look at it, some of that stuff stay made in China for real. So they make stuff in China and ship it back to the U.S. to make money for real. And that's how they do. They stock and bring things together and stuff like that. And that's how different nations make their money for real, of trading different stocks for real, because the populations are so high. So they got to make money off different type of populations. So we sell stuff to different type of nations for real. So the population can grow of the people for stocks and eating and stuff like that. That's what these nations make money off for real. That's how they become rich for real. So it's just like that, guys. Yeah, so that's all I really wanted to get on here explaining to you guys for inflations and how things are skyrocketing and have nations come in with different trades, because different nations carry different type of things and they carry different type of items that the other nations need for real. For us buying stock and bringing it back to their nation so they can be able to have stuff for their people of their population so they can be able to eat for real. For us, things being low for real, they can be able to afford things so their population can eat up the nation. So, yeah. That's how it is, though, guys. I just wanted to get on here and spread this little message to y'all, guys. I'm finna go ahead and get up off here. I appreciate you guys for coming through, watching. The little couple people that did come through, I appreciate you guys for watching, and thanks for watching. But that's how the population trades for us, dealing with different type of nations, for dealing with different trades and bringing different type of cans goods for different with China, Mexico, China, or Russia. So that's how the population go for us, dealing with different type of trade. And that's why the inflation is so high right now. That's why inflation is so high for real, because the Trump put tariffs on different type of nations to the point where Trump put tariffs on different type of nations to the point that made inflation go high for real. So that's why different type of items in store are very skyrocketing. Things are high because of the trade war that was going on. Because of the trade war that Trump put where Trump put tariffs on different type of nations to the point, and that's why you see a lot of stuff is going up. Stuff is skyrocketing in the stores and stuff like that. You go in the store, socks might cost you about $3 or $4 for it because of the trade war that we dealing with for us, these four nations that we dealing with that Trump put tariffs on for real, making our products go high, skyrocket to the point where people don't know if they want to spend or save and do this for real. So that's the type of trade that we having for us dealing with the Trump situation things. So things went high, not down. When he ran on his campaign, he said he was going to lower things. But since he got in the office for real, we in a trade war. So things are skyrocketing now. Things are high to the point where we got to pick and choose if we want to buy it or not. So that's the type of situation we're dealing with right now. For us to trade wars, for things are skyrocketing, dealing with these different type of nations to the point for us, products and goods that you want to go to the store and buy for your families and stuff like that. So that's what we're dealing with right now. So we'll see how everything go for real. So everything's all high and everything's all high. Like when you go to these restaurants, cheese is what, $2 for a piece of cheese. So things will start to skyrocketing for real. So it's really gonna hit sometime soon. You'll start seeing the effect start coming in soon for real. And thanks to Mr. Orange guy. the one that did it. And also thanks to the voters too, because they the one voted the idiot in the office for it. So we're gonna see how this thing go and hope see how it plays out. And I love you guys. Take care and hope everything's get right. And God bless y'all and stay prayed up and serve the Lord. I love y'all. Take care. I'm out.